Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And welcome everyone to Talking Fishing. Travis Dowling, Tiffany Newton, both of you in the house tonight. Adam Ring's gone missing.
Yeah, well, you know, brought the A-team in tonight. So,
no.
Who's Adam?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
He's actually, you're pretty tall. He's actually taller than you. But anyway, he's gone AWOL and you're in the house. Tiff, great to have you back.
Thank you.
Made the long trip down from Moama.
Yep.
And you're back. Do you know what I love about this time of year? The variety of fishing that's available. Catch the week that's coming up very, very shortly. 10 species.
It's pretty good.
Fish being caught everywhere. Saltwater, freshwater,
just that time of the year.
Yeah. The Gamby.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Now, I know you won a caravan, Tiff, right? We talked about that last week. I know you won a caravan at the first Go Fish the Gamby.
Yeah.
But someone is $80,000 richer today from the weekend with I think it was a 105 centimetre.
105.
Yeah.
Cracking
fish. Good cod. Did you, the year that you were in it, did you see the biggest cod? Or
I didn't see it, but mine definitely didn't measure up to that. I think it was only 64.
Yeah, hey, it was a caravan. I'll take that every day of the week.
But a 105 is a big fish, isn't
That's
it?
massive, yeah.
It is, but I was watching that, right, and because I was watching the leaderboard, and somebody had caught a 102 and someone had caught a 103, and they'd sat on that for about sort of 24 hours.
Yeah.
And just imagine that person who's caught a 103 centimetre cod and the 102, and they're sitting there going, well, I got this. This is mine, all the rest of it. And then this young bloke's come through with a 105 not long before the end.
Yeah.
And then it's gone and played cricket that afternoon.
He what?
Absolutely. He slammed the fish.
Was he a local?
Yeah,
local
from Nagambie.
He went and played cricket.
Yeah, slammed. Yeah, okay, my job's done here. I've caught a massive cod. Now I've got to go. Yeah, got to go and bat.
See you.
Well, so what does it run? Friday, Saturday?
Sunday.
And Sunday, right?
Yep.
Friday night, I ring one of our staff members at Tackle World Cranbourne, Greg Smith, right? Fishes at Mad Cod Fisherman. And I ring him Friday night just to see how he is because his father had passed away recently and just checking in. And he goes, he said, first thing this morning, massive cod, smashes my surface lure, but spits the hooks.
Yeah.
Right? So got a yellow belly and a big redfin that day.
Yeah.
He said, if I'd have landed that cod, I've got 2 days to catch a carp and I'll get $1 million in electronics. So it wasn't quite $1 million.
Yeah, it was a lot.
He was going to get a lot. All he had to catch was a carp for 2 days.
So it would have been his fourth. We had all four of the species.
Yeah, which I don't think ever goes off, right?
You want a caravan for that as well.
Anyway, he got the cod the next morning, but not a big one. He didn't get that big one. Spent the next day and a half trying to catch a carp. Do you reckon he could catch a carp? Like he even went, and I think he got creamed corn instead of corn. But he was trying all the different corns that you could buy. You know, Mexican corn, Queensland corn. Couldn't catch a carp.
Worms? He tried worms?
$1 million worth of electronics, and he couldn't catch it. But anyway, we're going about that all night. Folks, let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano.
I talked about the variety, 10 species about to come your way. You people at home, 10 species in 10 catches of the week. It's amazing. Let's kick it off. A beautiful yank flathead. Paul Bolland, a 65 centimetre flathead, straight out the front of Carrum. How good is that?
Great fish.
It's a monster. It looks like a dusky.
I know.
I'd love to know what he caught that on, whether it was a plastic or bait or something like that.
Probably bait out the front of Carrum, I reckon, because you're in quite deep water.
Might have been fishing for snapper.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Trav, you're going to love this.
Here we go.
All right, this is down. Inverloch's a lovely place. Anderson's Inlet.
Yep.
Can't believe it used to be netted. You know, probably back in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
And Bob Cameron got rid of those. Tiger Lily Maloney, what a lovely name. Young lady, got a yellow eye mullet in Inverloch. Have a look at the smile on Tiger Lily's face. How good's that?
And a shout out to all the people that catch a lot of yellow eye mullet, and they have been previously a bit of a maligned species, but they're beautiful eating and they're a wonderful fish. And for a lot of people who just fish off the bank with pippies or you know, prawns or something like that, they're a regular catch. Yeah, it's great.
Good to see. Now this would have towed Andrew Kettler around like a steam train when he caught it. Andrew Kettler, 4.6 kilo. 76 centimetre salmon caught in the surf at Kilcunda.
Jeez.
Great fish.
It's a mini Mulloway, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Tiff, did you do any salmon fishing in WA? Because there's some big salmon down that way too, isn't there?
They get I think it's the blue nose or salmon down there. We actually didn't really target them, but we had pulled up at a camp spot and there was some oldies that had been fishing for weeks and then ended up just going, oh, hey, do you guys want some fish for dinner? And so we tried and it was pretty fishy.
And it was salmon?
Yeah, salmon.
Oh, strong taste.
Yeah, very strong taste, but we didn't.
That was a big fish.
Oh, crazy.
But there's very, very different taste between the Australian salmon that you get in Victoria to the blue salmon you get up in Darwin and the threadfin salmon. Because the blue salmon and the threadfin salmon, they're some of the best eating fish you can get. A lot of people will take threadfin salmon and blue salmon up there over Barra. Different tasting to the Victorian salmon.
The southern bluefin tuna, they're on fire at the moment, and Piero is actually a DJ. And Piero went out with a very good friend of the show, David Thornton, got a lovely southern bluefin tuna out of Pyramid Rock at the back of Phillippi Island. So well done, Piero. Amanda Keller, who is a Wharf leader.
She's one of the Wharf leaders, yep.
Southern bluefin tuna off Cape Patterson. That's heading down towards Wonthaggi. They reckon... Malakuta, Portland, I reckon. There are southern bluefin tuna right along the coast of the
I'm confused by this though, because I didn't think that they came further out than Apollo Bay. That was Paul into Apollo Bay, but they are pushing everywhere, all along the Victorian coast.
The chairman of Future Fish Foundation, Michael Buxton, went out on Monday with Joe Farr. And I said, Michael, was there birds? Was there any sign? Was there bust-ups? He said there was absolutely nothing other than Joe had caught fish there before, off Barwon Heads, 30 metres, everywhere.
I reckon that's where Cameron White lost that, 100 kilo plus, barrel. Fought it for hours. Barwon Heads, amazing, good fish.
All right, let's keep going now. We're up to 4 species. Here's the 5th. Tom Caney, a lovely 6 kilo gummy off Port Welshpool. Fishing well down there.
Yeah, really well. A lot of people are talking about Port Welshpool and Shallow Inlet. It's getting a lot of attention too with whiting and gummies.
It's good. Devil Bed and Reservoir. I mean, I think back to the days when you weren't allowed to fish in Devil Bed and Reservoir. And there was somehow there was fish in there. I don't know. You might have stocked it years and years ago before.
Big reddies. There were 4 to 5 pound reddies in there.
But and you guys, and Marin. That's right. But have a look at this. William Snowden, an estuary perch and a lovely rainbow trout from Devil Bed Reservoir.
That is
it's definitely been fishing really well lately.
When the EPs are bigger than the trout, that's saying something. I mean, they're big.
That is so fat. Look at that fish. Yeah, that's one. And look, I just say wonderful fillets on that, and it is a stocked fishery. So please don't ever feel bad about taking fish out of there because the EPs are so thick in Devil Bend now.
And you'll restock them.
Absolutely, we continue to restock them. So take a few home and eat them for dinner. Wonderful.
Travis, you're going to love this one.
Here we go.
Zoe Clark, have a look at this. A Murray cod out of Lauriston Reservoir. Is that stocked?
Yeah, we only started stocking that 2 years ago. Lauriston, Malmesbury, Upper Colaburn, Barkers, and to see people actually catching cod out of there now, that is just wonderful. Well done, Zoe.
I think we're up to 9 species now. Have a look at this. Eildon Pondage. Do you stock this all year round?
All the time.
It's like first of the month.
Kangu goes down there every night actually and drops more fish in there. So
Nathan Vella, have a look at this brown trout from Eildon Pondage. You could be anywhere in the world, and that is the best brown trout you'll ever catch. Monsters.
I always think too, Nathan probably would have said to his family, I reckon I'm going to bring fish home for dinner. And they would have said, sure, mate, no worries, yeah, whatever. And he would have rocked home with those two in the esky and gone,
done my
look
job.
what I've done.
Yeah.
Look what I've done.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Now, the very famous competition for Victoria is Go Fish Ngambie. Tiffany Newton won a caravan there in year one, and she's famous for it. but Tiff, the winner of this year's Go Fish Ngambie, $80,000 in cash. John O'More, have a look at this. A
Well done.
105
Jono.
centimetre.
18-year-old as well.
Jeez,
18.
Yeah. I did see some footage, I guess, as well on Facebook where his mates and that, they were filming just before he'd gone up, to collect the prize, and they were just frothing over it. They loved it.
I saw the bottom end of that photo, and he was wearing socks in his tinny. Who wears socks in their tinny? Did you see that photo?
No,
the full photo?
it's all the youngins doing. It's very trendy. So
Just wear socks.
yeah,
and sandals.
socks and sandals, or
Yeah.
socks and
Really?
sliders.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're all. Yeah, they're my daughters do it as well. They'd get around.
Okay,
I know.
show my age.
I know.
If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pics to info@ifish.com.au. Fish on!
I wanna go fishing.
Coming up next, fisheries news including all the details of the Codference. That's next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worslam's Tackle World Cranbourne. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
All right, bit to get through, and Trav, you're going to help me out with all this news because it all
Very
came
excited.
from your department.
Wonderful. It's excellent. Tiff said she'll take these questions. So.
Yeah, all right.
Hey,
Well,
Tiff, thanks.
I tell you what, there's a theme here, Tiff.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like the
A
theme.
lot of females
Yeah.
catching golden tagged fish. Have a look at the
great.
photo of this here. How would you like to catch a Murray cod worth $2,000? Well, I would like to. That's exactly what Alicia from Narre Warren did at Lake Ngambie, where she landed a 58 centimetre. I'm reading your media release, Trav. 58 centimetre cod that was carrying golden tag. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. Keep the photo up there. 7 o'clock in the morning, and she'd been on the water for nearly 2 hours. So I'd sacked the boyfriend for getting her up at 5, casting a surface lure with friends. Then whammo, the cod took the paddler off the roof, just out from a snag. The rest is history. Alicia said she put the rod down for a while after the prize-winning catch to soak in the scenery and give her mates a shot at redemption. She's only been fishing for a year and usually chases brim on soft plastics down Gippsland Way. Fair bet she's hooked on cod now. How good is that?
So good.
I had no idea that she actually caught that off the top. I mean, catching any fish off the top, like that, sort of bringing something back. And for some of the viewers out there that haven't done it, like if you bring a surface lure across and it just goes blop, 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 and then this explosion when it happens, that would have been so exciting. And then to pull it in and have a $2,000 tag in there, like that would have been awesome. You know, like just incredible. Tiff, have you caught fish off the top?
I've definitely caught cod off the surface, and it is like nothing you've experienced. Like it's just amazing. And you just see the action of them actually, get into the lure, and you're just like, oh, like straight on.
And you just pack yourself when it happens, don't you? It's just like this
because you're not really
explosion.
you're expecting it, but you're expecting it. It's just so much fun.
And you've got a lot of tuna and kingfish, mate. So.
Yeah, I know, but cod off the surface anyway. It's on the list. So, all right, let's have a look at the headline here. Murray cod enthusiasts welcome Codference return. Recreational fishers will once again converge on Shepparton for the 6th annual Murray Codference later this month. How good is that? COVID's gone and we're just getting on with events. Victorian Fisheries Authority, VFA, CEO Travis Dowling, who's sitting to my left, said the conference on Sunday, 27th of February, had become a popular gathering of freshwater fishing diehards keen to learn the latest in fisheries management and ways to catch iconic Murray cod and other prized native fish. Trav, I'm going to hand that to you. Read the rest of it. Tell us about Codference.
Well, I'll just say the one thing about Codference is it's 6 years in the making, and it brings people in from everywhere. So it brings people in from Portland, from Warrnambool, from Mallacoota, from all over Victoria. People love Murray cod. There's a connection between Murray cod and sort of Australia and our natural environment. So people love fishing for them. And this year we've got Thomas Pinter, who's a very keen cod fisher who's coming along. We've got a guy by the name of, he's probably watching this, John Fife, who is a bit of a cod whisperer. He gets up there. We've also got Kate Norman, who fishes a lot of Lake Eildon at night for cod, and Kate's become quite a cod fishing guru as well. Yeah. And we've got people like Bill Klassen, who does Australian Fishing Network, and Bill's a lovely guy, and he tries to put me on a snapper occasionally, and he's just wonderful.
He's talking at Codference.
He's talking at Codference because Bill was one of the instigators of us first stocking 1 million Murray cod in Eildon. He came to Fisheries in like 19...
He was on the Future Fish Foundation board of directors.
Yeah,
Bill Klassen.
one of life's white gentlemen and beautiful people. Yeah. And so he's coming to talk about his experience with Murray cod in Victoria. And, we've got a great snapper fishery in the bay. We've got wonderful trout fisheries in Victoria. And we have this incredible cod fishery. And no disrespect to South Australia, New South Wales or Queensland, but, they really need to have a look at what we've done in Victoria with cod because, you literally, like you were saying a while ago, it's hard to catch a carp these days in some of our waters. Yeah. Like it's almost, you'll catch a cod, you'll catch a yellow, you'll catch a silver. Even reddies are getting hard these days. So, no, it's wonderful. Come to Codference. If you haven't booked in, come to it. What a day
it'll be when you say it's hard to catch a redfin because the cod are so thick.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I mean, like seriously?
And the other great thing about Codference is it's completely free, right? So you don't have to spend any money. You had a great show bag to take away with you. You can take the family. It's wonderful.
I'm going to show you a photo now. Have a look at this. I mean, these are. I know we showed this last week too.
They're big.
They're the concrete modules that are going into Kingfish Reef. I spoke to Chris Padavani from the VFA today. Late March, 16 modules are going in clusters of 4, 50 metres apart. Yeah. They're going off Point Nepean down on the Mornington Peninsula to create Kingfish Reef. Now, lots of social media on this. People are saying weed won't grow on the concrete.
Yeah.
Lots of people saying, why wouldn't you use steel?
Yeah.
Why are they being built in Tasmania? Why are they being built?
No, I'll just say, because there was a couple of questions there. I love all of that, and I would say to people that are sceptical about concrete reefs, they work. Right? They just work, and we've put these reef balls in all across Port Phillip Bay and snapper congregate on a different shaped reef ball, but they work. And the reef that we put off Torquay, it works. It attracts fish there, and people say, well, I've fished it, I haven't caught fish. Well, sort of.
That's fishing.
That's fishing. If it's the wrong day, it's the wrong currents, wrong weather, you mightn't catch fish. But we know we've got baited underwater videos. They work. These will work. I mean, we haven't just jumped at this. We haven't just sunk an old ship. These will work.
Have a look at this, right? So, the same company that's building those modules built them for the New South Wales government. Oh, here we go. And so these reef modules were put in 2015 off Shoalhaven on the New South Wales coast. I'll tell you what, if I was there with a slimy mackerel or a yakka or even a live squid, you'd be just dining on kingfish tonight.
It looks like there's a bit of growth on those reefs too.
After 1 year, the growth was unbelievable. I spoke to the head of, I think it's called Subcon, the company that's putting them in. Exactly the same modules, concrete.
They're loving it, aren't they?
Look at that. Look at that.
So good.
Unbelievable.
And they're drawn to that vertical, aren't they?
Yeah.
Fish as well.
So they say all those angles on those modules are all about having uplifting currents, and the bait fish hang off it, the kingfish hang off it. It's an amazing.
Looks like there's lots of mussels and so forth on there too, and structure on there. And
Amazing, absolutely amazing. So all those. No, there's quite a few quite a few scientists, or they've got a degree in artificial reefs. They're on Facebook, I'm sure. And they have keyboards in front of them.
No, I do appreciate all of those scientists coming in.
There was someone this is Martin. He said, "You make it sound like it's government funded. It's amateur fishing licence fees funded. Just another vote grab." Is that true?
No, it's actually not true. So
what?
Yeah, so it's not
but
true.
Martin's got a degree in social media.
Yeah. So for people to be aware, the government, this government, since 2014, has put $71 million into recreational fishing in Victoria, above and beyond rec fishing licence fees, which are $9 million a year. So the $9 million a year is going into fish stocking and habitat and those sorts of things. The $71 million they put in there has paid for a number of netting buyouts, paid for infrastructure, paid for access, paid for reefs like this.
So the 71 million is not licence fees?
Not licence fees.
Because I'm reading here, so Darcy, he said, what a waste of fishing licence fees.
Yeah. Well,
Darcy's wrong too.
Pass my number on to Darcy. I'm happy to have a chat with him. Like, I'm just saying, like, we're just...
Anyway, the people that get on Facebook, they've got degrees in artificial reefs and they're experts. I tell you what, Darcy and Martin, you can go and get stuffed. I can tell you, I'm just sick of them.
Yeah.
Sick of them. But anyway. All right, let's move on. Arcadia. I know we showed this photo again last week. We've got you here today. So have a look at Arcadia. Travis.
Yeah.
You're going to be proud of that.
It's just amazing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, Tiff, we went there when they were cow paddocks. So that property was originally a dairy. It was a dairy for a long time, and then they got out of dairy and they changed over to a like an Angus beef cattle sort of property. And then when we bought it on behalf of the Victorian government, all those paddocks have now been changed into magnificent brood ponds and plankton ponds for fish. And if you look around that photo, all of that area you can see, that's our capacity to further expand. So we own all of that land. The Victorian government own all of that land now. So we'll probably produce about 2 million fish based on what's there, so cod and yellows, maybe silvers. But when we complete this project in years to come, we're producing 5 to 10 million native fish at that place.
I had some questions. Will you do catfish there?
Yeah, absolutely. The intent is to bring back some of our critically endangered large-bodied natives. So catfish are more of a warm water, lower Murray species, lower Murray-Darling Basin. So catfish and silver perch, which are critically endangered, Shepparton and Arcadia will be perfect to breed those.
Yeah, ever caught a catfish, Tiff?
Don't
you caught everything else in the fresh water. So never caught a catfish?
No, I haven't caught a catfish.
Ever caught it? In fact, we had a note there. Okay, if we're going to get time, what are the species you've never caught? We're going to talk about that. We won't talk about that now, but I mean, Arcadia, absolutely fantastic. You've caught trout cod.
Caught trout cod.
You're going to breed them there or snobs?
No, probably snobs. Yeah,
because they look a bit cooler.
Yeah, the clearer water.
Yeah.
So it's
There you go.
But we'll create that capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting the wind up. Coming up
right.
in the ear, they're yelling at me. Coming up next, product of the week. Cara heads into the kitchen to cook some very different sausage rolls. That's next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing. Product of this week, I tell you what, it's going to excite Travis Dowling and Tiffany Newton.
Dallas De Silva.
And Dallas De Silva, who is now the head of Fisheries in Queensland. We're going to talk about Dallas in a minute.
Yeah.
But product of the week this week is something different. It's called the Cephia Clinch Shallow, and it looks like any other squid jig, right? The difference is when they call it a shallow, it takes 5.8 seconds to sink 1 metre. And that is very, very slow for a squid jig. So they're actually quite a big body and like a normal size weight on it, but it sinks very slow. So what they're good at is fishing in shallow reefs, and you can get calamari, and I'm talking big calamari, sometimes in 2 metres of water. So imagine if you're in 2 metres of water, that's going to take, what's 5.8 times 2?
Yeah, so that's
11.6.
13.7.
11.6,
Right,
don't you get me? 11.6. Tiff, you're probably smarter than all of us.
There's no doubt about that, mate.
In 2 metres of water, that's going to take 11... Is that right? 11.6 seconds to get to the bottom. That's slow.
It's really slow.
Suspended.
Great. Can I get that back, by the way?
Yeah.
That's going in my handbag.
But so that's the idea. You know, Shimano have come up with this squid jig that is a slow sinking, large 3.5 size squid jig.
Yeah.
Awesome for some of those shallow reefs where the big calamari are.
And good sports fishing too, you know, like just sitting there and just sort of waiting and watching.
You get a calamari in 2 metres of water and it's big, like particularly around that September, October when the big breeders come into the bay. You'll know you've got a squid jig, you've got a squid on your squid jig. So
it's great.
No good for the Murray, Tiff. I want it back.
Yeah.
So, there you go. All right, now Cara. Trav, before we put the video on, right, what Cara cooked ended up at the Aqua Cup 2 weeks ago down at Lake Tyers. No, you don't say sausage rolls, right, because they'll give away.
Steak sandwiches?
Yeah. Have a look what Cara cooks up this week and then we're going to talk about it.
All right.
Today's recipe, we are featuring a freshwater species. We are going with the humble redfin. Although a pest, it is a delicious eating fish. We're going to turn these fillets into fish sausage rolls. So along with the fish, our main ingredients is 3 types of cheese. So we're going to use a ricotta, a parmesan and a tasty cheese. We've got some fennel to add, a little seasoning, and that's all we need for these beautiful sausage rolls. I'm going to place our redfin fillets into a blender and we're going to blitz them. So just be careful that we don't puree them. We still want a little bit of body. But this is the consistency that we're after. So effectively, we've just minced our fish. Into a bowl and we can add the rest of our ingredients. Start with our seasoning of some salt and pepper. And then our parmesan cheese, tasty cheese, and ricotta. I'll use about half of this. And with half a fennel, diced. And then we'll just give this a really good stir through. So our mix is all nicely combined. So to make our sausage rolls, I'm using frozen puff pastry, which I have thawed out. And I'm just going to cut them down the center. And we're going to make 2 out of each of these. And we're just going to spread the mix down the center. And we want to have enough in there so that it's not all pastry, but it also will expand when it cooks. And you can chop these up and have them into little mini sausage rolls if you like. Okay, now I've got an egg wash, which is just egg and a little bit of milk. And we'll just brush the edges, and this will help the pastry stick to itself. I'll just lift the pastry, fold it over our mix there, peel back the backing, and then you're going to press it relatively firm on the base. And when you peel it, it's overlapped, so it's not going to split when it goes into the oven. And with a knife, if you just score along that joint, it's going to stop it bursting open. I've got the oven preheating at 200 degrees, ready for these to go in the oven. So now we just have to decide how big we want to cut them. So if we just cut these in half, that will give us a standard size sausage roll. So we'll make a few of those. And then we might also cut some smaller and make some party size sausage rolls. And then you could either go in half or thirds, depending on what size you want. Before they go into the oven, we just want to brush a little of that egg wash over the top. And this is what will make that pastry flaky and crispy. Just before we pop these into the oven, using a fork, we're just going to stab a couple of little holes in each. This will allow the steam to escape so that they're nice and crunchy and they don't get soggy bases. Okay, we'll transfer these to the oven and they will take about 15 to 25 minutes. Well, these beautiful fish sausage rolls are gorgeous and golden and crunchy and crispy. So we'll let them cool down before plating. Now I love the party size fish sausage rolls. They look really super cute. Great for entertaining and great for parties. Pop them on a platter with some condiments on the side and these are sure to be a hit. I hope you enjoy these ones.
Now, just before we do a review of those delicious sausage rolls, right?
Yeah.
Tiff, you made sausage rolls yesterday.
I did. Actually, I dropped some off at Mum and Dad's as well today. But
were they golden brown like that, or do you burn them on the top like I do?
About half were burnt and half were pretty golden.
How does Cara get them looking that golden
It's got to be.
brown?
It's the egg wash.
Is it?
Definitely the egg
I
wash.
do egg wash on mine. Always burn them, Travis.
What's egg wash?
All right, now look, I've got to say, we never get to taste Cara's dishes, but Cara. So that segment was filmed about 2 weeks ago. Cara actually brought those redfin sausage rolls to the Aqua Cup, which is Travis.
Yeah, that's our Fisheries
VFA's fishing comp down at Lake Tyres.
Very, very serious comp. There's the winner gets a car, a Pajero, and a caravan.
It's rigged.
A few other things. Yeah,
It's corruption.
It is
at
rigged.
its best.
Absolutely.
Like any normal
100%.
person going.
Yep.
But can I and just a precursor? This was filmed at the presentation after a couple of hours of drinks. Right,
Yeah.
so I just want to precursor that. But let's have a look. I've got a couple of judges here that I filmed judging how good these sausage rolls were. Have a look at this. All right. Now you can have your recipes on TV all nice and flash. But anyway,
Do we link arms?
this is last week. Yeah, now you can link arms if you like, boys. Scotty and Gaz, look at this. I want you to rate the red fin sausage rolls. What do you reckon?
Bloody beautiful.
Out of 10.
Bloody beautiful. Out of 10?
11 out of 10.
11 out of 10. Scotty?
Oh, he's being generous.
I'll go with 10. That's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Beautiful.
There you go. Cara, chef, legend. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Great little gathering there. Cara's mum and dad there.
Wonderful. What a great crew.
So good.
Yeah.
Scotty and Gaz, great judges. 21 out of 20 those scored.
Wow.
That's pretty good. Yeah, there you go. All right, coming up next, Kramer's Mailbag, and we talk some more about fisheries with Travis Dowling. He's the CEO of VFA. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worsland's Tackle World Cranbourne. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
There was actually a real salmon in the PO box there.
How did you get the rod in there, by the way?
It got sent in.
Yeah, no, but there's no way that could fit in a box like that. So there's some
long boxes.
There's some trick photography there.
I'm telling
I keep
long
watching it every week, going, I can't figure it out.
That was real. That was real.
Yeah,
all right, Travis, this isn't a good one, but anyway.
Sure.
Peter writes in. He says, just thought I'd show you what I came across on the 19th of January while on my morning bike ride. 30 trout were released into the lake late last year. This is Navan Park in Melton West.
Yep.
I know some have been caught, however the picture shows a nice sized trout on the bank of the lake. Let's have a look at this. Could it have beached itself? This was the second one, both of similar size. If someone has caught these, they leave them on the bank. I don't think it was a water issue, as I didn't see others, and there were plenty of ducks there. People, please put fish back after being caught. Is there a chance that it's just died in the heat?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's more.
I don't think an angler would do that.
No. I'd be really surprised if any fisher had caught a trout that size and just left it to rot. I reckon that might be a natural occurrence.
They don't like the heat, do they?
No, and it's a pretty shallow lake, Navan Lake, so if it got a bit warm, a couple of them could have turned over. Yeah, that's more likely.
All right, this one's sent in by Ray. He says, hello, the entrance to the Clifton Springs Harbour has been an issue for months. It gets a quick scrape with an excavator, and within a few weeks it's impassable. This is the only ramp between Geelong and the Bellarine Peninsula and is a fantastic facility otherwise. Now, Catherine Grech will be on the show in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Get to talk to her about dredging and all that sort of stuff, so we'll deal with that. If you really want to test Cara out, this is all in the one sentence, by the way, no full stops. If you really want to test Cara out, get her to cook a carp. I'm sure that would really draw some interest. Thanks. Blue skies and tight lines sent from my iPhone from Ray. Now, I'm going to add carp here because
add it to the list.
Yeah.
This is now. I don't actually know that we've got this many episodes left, but there's. Can I get that here? Freshwater cray, pike, carp, octopus, brim, chinook salmon, zebrafish, bronze whaler, yakka, barber perch, and rock lobster. Cara. Don't worry about the redfin sausage roll. Start.
Work through the list.
Get the list
Can I
going.
just say, Craig Ingram, as a bit of a dinner party trick, would often cook a carp and bring it out as an entree with people, and they had to guess what fish they were eating. They didn't know what they were eating, and he'd purge it and do all the rest of it, and people would go, it's a kingfish or it's a snapper, all the rest of it. And go, no, you're eating European carp, and they would love it. They would absolutely love it. So if you cook
Tiff, you ever eaten
Never
carp?
eaten one, but I have heard that if you clean it properly, you filter them, I guess with they taste all right, but. Don't know how keen I am.
I filleted one on a houseboat this year, and I had it all. I filleted it, I had put the fillets in the fridge.
What'd you do the next morning?
Well, the shrimp. The shrimp.
Threw it overboard.
I gave it to the shrimp, so they needed some bait, but it didn't look great.
All right, now this one we covered last week, and then I had a bloke. I'll just call him Old Mate. Old Mate rings me during the week, and he says, "Kramer, you got it wrong."
Oh, good. There you go.
You got it wrong, and so. I sent it in to you. You went and sent it to Parksy. Parksy sends you back the real answer. So what happened was, Josh wrote in and he said, "Can someone from Vic Fisheries clear up what is acceptable to prepare your shark at sea in Victorian waters? Victorian Fisheries state the shark cannot be filleted on or in Vic waters. They must be kept whole or in carcass form." Old Mate. Another old mate trunks his gummies, which is what the pros do, which is to bleed, gut and remove the head. My local fisheries officer said all sharks must be presented with the head on and not mutilated so the species can be identified by officers. Can Vic Fisheries please clear up this matter by clarifying what exactly is carcass form and updating their fishing rules to clear up the point? Over to you, Head of Fisheries.
Yeah, wonderful. I don't want to compromise advice that any of our team might be given, but it is okay.
Parksy's the head.
Parksy is the head of enforcement, and you can remove the head from a shark, and you can gut it, and you can remove the head.
Okay, well that looks to contradict what the Rec Fishing Guide app says.
Well, we can't be held accountable for everything that we put in.
So the app's wrong, isn't it?
Well, we probably need some updating on there, but you can remove the head definitely of a shark, and you can gut it and take the head off.
Love your work.
And the intent is that you can identify the species, and you don't necessarily need the head of a shark to identify the species. So,
yeah. Okay. All right, one last one before we wind it up. Hello, David. Thank you. This is from Lisa. This is from Lisa from Channel 31. Sorry. There you go. I have just taken a call from a viewer who was watching the old episodes of Talking Fishing because C31 have a ctvplus.org.au. ctvplus.org.au. It's a bit like streaming,
sort of like so you can just on demand,
like Netflix, sort of thing. And so you can watch all the old episodes. This viewer was watching an old episode. In particular, they were watching the 2018 episode with Daniel Andrews in the studio, and he was talking about opening up the reservoirs for small craft. The caller was hoping that you'd be able to do a follow-up, as it seems the waterways haven't all been opened as was promised. I said I would pass this message on to you with the details. So there you go, from Travis to another. Now, you're not Daniel Andrews.
Sure.
But you are charged on behalf of the government of delivering election commitments. You can't put small watercraft on a lot of these waterways that were promised by Daniel Andrews.
Well, I'll just say there's five reservoirs, right?
Yep.
So there's Barker's Reservoir.
Yep.
You can have there's a boat ramp there. You can have a boat on there. You can leave your petrol on, but you can use your electric on there, and we've stocked it with the others and cod. So that's tick. Barker's is done.
Yep.
Boat ramp, boats, motors. And then there's Upper Colaburn. It's got a boat ramp. We've put a great boat ramp in there at Premier Mines Road, but you have to remove your petrol motor. You can have your electric on there.
And your petrol tank.
And your petrol tank.
Even if it's inbuilt, 200 litre.
Yeah, so yeah, and your inbuilt petrol tank. So that one's a bit of a challenge. Malmesbury and Lauriston, we're still working through getting boat ramps on Malmesbury and Lauriston, but we will put boat ramps in there.
Yeah.
And Hepburn Lagoon, we actually had some feedback from some trout fishers who like the idea that they go out there with their floats and their waders and their kayaks, but they're not necessarily that keen on having boats on Hepburn Lagoon. It's quite small.
It is quite small. I have fished there. It's quite small.
Yeah, so we're okay with that. If the trout fishers there, and Hepburn's a great trout, if they want to maintain it in that way, but they can, so they never used to be able to put kayaks and
they can now.
So they can now. So they can put their kayaks out there. They can go out there.
Electric motors on their kayaks?
Probably. They can probably do that, and they can go out there and float tubes and in those sorts of things. So we think Hepburn's okay. We think Barker's okay. But Upper Colaburn, Lauriston, Malmesbury, we've still got some work to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfinished business.
All right. Okay, well, watch this space. You've only got about 6 months to go.
Sure.
If you'd like to write into Kramer's Mailbag, this is what you do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Got to go to a break. Hotspots next, and we've got to show a little video that was on Channel 9 News the other day.
Yeah, it's great.
I'll talk about that if we've got time. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron is a trailer boat and social club on Port Phillip Bay. The club has a great range of facilities, including multiple boat ramps, ample car and trailer parking, boat wash and fish cleaning, fishing competitions and boat safety lectures, boating activities and club events, a restaurant and 2 bars. Easy launch and retrieval makes for a relaxing time on the water for you, your family and friends to enjoy. And boating memberships are now available. The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, the best trailer boat experience on the bay.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for, Fishing Hotspots, brought to you by the Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, Melbourne's premier trailer boat club.
All right, going to fly through these. Travis Dowling, Tiffany Newton in the studio, Leola Channel. I don't know if you've ever fished out there, Travis. You probably haven't. Tiffany, you probably
I've never
anyway,
heard of
it's out the back of Mud Island to the western side. Leola Channel, King George whiting everywhere. If you want to head up towards Melbourne, I think your mum and dad live up this way. Tiff, Black Rock, King George whiting.
Yep.
Plenty of King
Great to
George
see all the
whiting.
whiting about. It's fantastic.
So they're everywhere, and it's whiting around all year, but it's kind of like it's the dominant species right now.
Entrance, mate.
Wish the kingfish were, but they just haven't come on the bite. Over in Western Port, Boucher Channel, right up the top end. King George whiting everywhere up there. Bigger fish as well. I've got to say, plenty in the 40 to 43 centimetre range up there.
Size.
So, and right down the southern end of French Island, Blake's Channel, King George whiting everywhere down there as well. So get out there. Now, if you want to catch a tuna, we've got some great weather coming up this weekend. Barwon Heads, 30 metres. That is the next hotspot. Plenty of southern bluefin tuna and a lovely spot. Tiff, like you were saying before the show, up in Moama, it's gone quiet, hasn't it?
It has,
the tourists have stopped.
Tourists have gone.
Well, Inverloch's the same. Have a look at Inverloch, Whiting and Flathead in Anderson's Inlet. Everywhere. How good is that? All right, I wanted to have a quick look, if we could, on Channel 9 News the other night.
Yeah, it was
great
great.
stories about fisheries. Let's have a look at it.
Fisheries Victoria is cracking down on illegal fishing in Port Phillip Bay in a bid to protect marine life. Officers warn if divers are caught catching priority species like abalone, they can face hefty fines and even jail time. Gillian Lantouris reports.
It's a race to save our bay. Patrolling on land, on the water and beneath the surface, Fisheries Victoria officers on the hunt for people illegally diving for abalone.
It's just a closed day for abs, mate, so we're just doing the ab patrol. I've got nothing in there, no worries.
These guardians are taking care of a fragile ecosystem right on Melbourne's doorstep.
We want fishermen 20, 30 years from now to be able to go and catch the same fish that we're catching now.
Abalone are one of 4 priority marine species in Victoria. They need to be protected so their population isn't wiped out.
It's got a considerable market value, so we want to make sure we protect that resource, and they are relatively exposed if we don't have these limits in place.
Illegal abalone divers can face a $10,000 fine or up to 5 years jail.
If you don't get it right, you can get it wrong in a big way.
Last month in Williamstown, officers caught a man who they say hid 17 abalone inside his dive float. You are allowed to fish for abalone, but you can only take 5 at a time, you can only fish on certain days of the year, and you must be in water deeper than 2 metres.
And that fella on top's screaming for me to measure him.
Keeping our bay healthy and the people who use it safe is a 24/7 job.
We don't want people on the wreck, it's dangerous. People are drowned on it, and people are cutting themselves.
Officers also check fishermen have the right safety equipment and a valid licence, and ensure they're throwing back undersized fish.
Where with Fisheries, we're just doing catch and licence checks.
There's too many galahs doing the wrong thing, and then they complain.
It's all about making sure everyone can get their catch of the day the right way.
Get out, enjoy it, have a go.
Gillian Lantouris, 9 News.
We sit here and talk about the Women in Wreck Fishing Network, or the Stocking, or Arcadia, or Snobs Creek, or Kingfish Reef, but there's a fundamental job that fisheries do, and that's you're custodians of the resource, aren't you?
Yeah, well, ultimately we're regulators, and Rachel and Todd are just classic examples of that. Lovely people who are out there just every day with our Altona team, our Braeside team, our Mornington team, our Cows team. I mean, every day on the bay, and the feedback I get is that just how professional and engaging they are with fishers. You know, I don't get complaints at all about our fisheries officers, even though we do that regulatory function, because they're really engaging, lovely, warm people, and
You're right on the border, Tiff, Moama and Echuca. Which is actually New South Wales waters, isn't it? The Murray?
So you've got to have a New South Wales licence to fish in the Murray.
We're trying to change that, by the way.
Good luck.
We want reciprocal licensing.
Hey, now, I want great stories, by the way, because priority species, abalone, rock lobster, southern bluefin tuna and Murray cod.
That's it,
Get one of them and you've done the wrong thing, you could be in jail.
Yeah, so priority means we lift up it goes from a summary offence to an indictable offence. So in terms of the penalties, it's so much more significant. And there's indictable offences, they're priority species for a range of things. One, they're very susceptible to overfishing, and 2, they're very valuable on the black market. So for those reasons, we have to add those extra protections.
Well, let's play a game.
Righto, here we go. Excellent.
Tiff, you kick it off.
I'll have my wallet. Hang on. What am I going to lose here?
No money is going to change hands here. But what's a species that you've never caught? Just name one. Or I'm going to go around the table.
Haven't caught a kingfish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the list.
Travis?
Estuary perch.
They're everywhere at Devil Bend.
I know, I've never
Albert Park?
Net.
They're just here.
Albert Park, Okay. Mulloway.
I've definitely caught one of those.
Have you?
Yeah, got quite a few of those. Secret, I'll tell you after the show.
Nelson, I reckon. All right, come on, keep going. Another species you haven't caught?
Another species, bronzy. Haven't caught a bronze whaler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Southern bluefin tuna.
What?
No.
You haven't caught a southern bluefin tuna?
No, I haven't. No, never caught one. It gets a bit bumpy out there.
Macquarie perch. Where would I go if I wanted to catch a Macquarie perch?
Oh, you definitely go to Dartmouth. And you definitely
What,
go
in the lake or
the
river?
Yeah, in the lake, fishing mud under a bubble, you'll catch a Macquarie perch.
Really?
Particular times of the year. Yeah, it used to be very, very common, but now if you might catch 20 trout, the 21st fish you'll catch will be a Macquarie perch. You put a mud eye or a scrubworm under a bubble, but also the Seven Creeks in your rower. You'll catch macas there.
What?
As you head more towards Strathbogie, we don't want you to, and you should leave them alone because they're one of our last remnant populations. But the Seven Creeks as you head up to Strathbogie's got a lot of them.
I was staying in Mansfield at Christmas.
Yeah.
And we went...
Merton?
No, we went north. Whatever river it was, and there was a sign up. In fact, I think I texted to you about Macquarie perch.
I reckon it was the Sevens. You would have probably been around Gurrum Falls or somewhere like that.
No idea where it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tiff, your turn.
Flounder.
You've never caught a flounder?
Never caught a flounder. No. I've heard stories from Dad about him catching flounder, but Dad, take me fishing for flounder, please.
Wow. Travis?
Oh, well, I've never caught a kingfish either.
Oh, you got to come down.
Looks like you're taking us fishing.
Both of you got to come down to Bleak Harry this weekend, because you know what Joe Farr said to me? He said they won't bite till the 20th of February.
And he knows what he's doing, Joe.
He actually knows what he's doing. If you want to hear Joe, 3MP on Saturday mornings is amazing. Can I just say swordfish?
Yeah.
Never caught a swordfish. I'm sure both of you have.
Broadbill swordfish.
A broadbill swordfish. Yeah. On a hand line.
Out near the rigs, sure.
Tiff, you got one more. Can you think of one more?
Marlin. Haven't caught a marlin.
Never caught a marlin.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chinook salmon.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
No, Head of Fisheries has never been to Bull and Merri.
I've been to Bull and Merri, I just haven't caught it. So you're suggesting by this that I haven't actually tried to catch these species? I've tried. I'm just not very good at it.
I can't think of another one, but anyway. That's it for Talking Fishing. Thank you to Travis for filling in for Adam. Thanks, Tiff, once again. You're on the show for the next few months. We hope you enjoyed the show. A great weekend of weather is forecast, so get out there and enjoy it. Adam is back next week. Travis, we hope to catch you in about a month or so.
Wonderful.
Until we see you again next week on Talking Fishing. Please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.